Dearest, beloved, divine friends, family, brothers and sisters, in the raw. RK is Guyana Free Media, and I'm your friend, dear brother, Haji Dr. Roshan Khan. I'm still in my sling. This will be on for a few months, a special sling, having removed an entire shoulder and replaced it. But I continue to do what I think is right and good for my country, Guyana. This is in the raw. RK is Guyana Free Media. I know a lot of people like that. But a small one here, ladies and gentlemen. And this is from my friend Telford, Layne, based in London, intellectual, scholar, counselor, psychologist, doctor, but he doesn't use the doctor. This is how he's talking about the confusion of the APNU, the PNC, and the AFC in Parliament with Harman and having to do with Aubrey Norton. Now, I'm when it comes to Aubrey Norton, I'm so disappointed because I actually was fighting for him to become the leader and for him to become leader of the opposition. But here now, friends and family, ladies and gentlemen, he's leader of the party, but not leader of the opposition. Pressure was mounted by the Central Executive Committee on Harman to resign. He didn't want to resign, he's going to hold it. So what he did, he resigned as opposition leader eventually after pressure, but not as a parliamentarian. So he continued to get some perks, and we know how it goes with there are certain perks in Parliament. And he's not really interested in the development of the People's National Congress. He obviously has his own agenda. And I really can't say. We have to use our personal intellect and wisdom to see why he is like this. And why is it, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what Telford Layne topic is. I don't normally use these words, but I'm quoting his words from Facebook, published Thursday at 4:16 p.m. In the Facebook. This is how black people do practice politics. This is how black people do practice politics. I think he should have said Afro-Guyanese because I'm also black. If you're not white, you're black. So even the Jews are considered to be light-skinned blacks. So we Indians, we are blacks. And those who don't have a problem with that, that's the reality of life. Now, this is interesting. This is how black people do practice politics. In his opinion note, Granger resigned as head of APNU, paving the way for Norton to be the leader. Good. So Norton is now the leader. He won. Landslide. Harman resigned as opposition leader and general secretary of APNU, but not as a parliamentarian. And there he goes now, still leaving Aubrey Norton without power. He resigned because he got pressure. And the APNU didn't want him, the grouping. The PNC didn't want him. The Central Executive Committee has lost faith with him. And you will see, I'll do some more notes on this. He has lost everywhere, but he continues to want to sit as a member of Parliament for whatever, because that position was given to him by his father, his lord, and a man I used to have great respect for, the former president, David Arthur Granger. So he resigned as opposition leader and general secretary of APNU, but not as parliamentarian. Now these words, when you see I pause and I'm talking, those are my words, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, it all belongs to Telford Layne, my beloved ambassador for peace and friend. So technically, Norton will be the opposition leader, but he's not a member of Parliament. He doesn't have a seat in Parliament. And what is shameful to me is that the entire PNC grouping or cabal, or as they politically call each other in politics, not one has a hero. Not one of them has a hero instinct and capacity, to say, look, I am resigning my seat to give my leader, who has pledged to be a national leader for all Guyanese, for all people, even though Aubrey Norton is suspected to be a racist by many. I say you give the man a chance. He was doing the thing what he had to do, having been the little boy. Now he's a bigger boy. So as a bigger boy, you have to give him a chance. So nobody can resign. I can't understand. And look at the AFC, ladies and gentlemen. Who is this people, AFC? They got 9 free seats. They didn't bring one seat to Parliament. President Granger, former President Granger, give them 9 seats. They need to negotiate and get back a seat for Norton to get in there and be the opposition leader. And these young people and even the older ones in Parliament can't get up and sacrifice a seat. Get rid of the waste. Get rid of Sherrod Duncan. Put pressure on Ram Jatan. He is nothing. He can't bring anything to Parliament, Mr. Aubrey Norton. So he needs to go. And you need to be the opposition leader. I'm speaking here as a public individual and a commentator, and in the form of justice. While Granger resigned, he still heads the seat of the list for the APNU. So he resigned the position in the PNC, but he is the head of the list. So technically a member of Parliament. Where does this leave Norton? Granger has to ask a sitting member of Parliament to resign, or Harman to let Norton have a seat as opposition leader and let Harman go his merry way. There's another article I saw today, which I'll do later on today or maybe tomorrow, where the Central Executive Committee has lost faith in him, Harman, and a group of them, and even of a sister that I respected and worked with in the Ministry now of Youth and Sports, their Ministry of Ministry of Communities, not communities, sorry. The ministry that has to try to bring citizens together to work and live. I can't recall the name. I'm getting a bit old now, you know, friends and families. So that is the only way. Telford Layne is saying, my prediction is Granger will not let Harman resign because Harman is his boy. You recall, Granger technically was doing nothing. Harman was running the entire government, including the COVID-19 group to administrate COVID-19 and the financing that has to do with COVID-19. What is most important? This is how a group of people behave that said, your interest is first. Can't even humble themselves for the good of others. They say, he's saying that, he's teasing them. You say, a group of people who be able to say, your interest is first. But they can't even humble themselves for the good of others or for the party. You mean one of them can't get up and be a hero for the People's National Congress? Borna must be turning there, boy. Borna must be turning, folks. Sorry, buddy. If they ask a member of Parliament to resign, we have to see if it is a young person or a woman. This will also speak volumes. And this is the opinion from Telford Layne, my friend and brother, of Linden and an ambassador for peace. So show me the photograph of Telford Layne here, operator. This is my friend and brother, ambassador for peace, Telford Layne, ladies and gentlemen. Your friend, your brother, me, Haji Dr. Roshan Khan, in the raw. Say thank you and farewell, French.